What's going on, guys? Back from Montana. Wow. Thought I'd jump on here and do a live Q&A. I know some of you have been sending in questions, and we've been out touring the West, so I apologize for the delay in getting back with some of you, but I just wanted to jump on here and tackle some of the questions that we've got. We got a lot of new members that have joined us just in the last couple of weeks, and so welcome to all the TW3 new members. It's good to have you on. And I just sent out a text, so we should start seeing people jump on here on YouTube here in just a second. So I'll give everybody a chance to get on here. And so, man, it's good to be back. I thought I'd do a live. It's also good just to practice doing live streams here in the studio before we have our next one this coming Monday night at 9 p.m. I always get out of practice a little bit when I'm gone. All of a sudden the buttons seem weird. Of course, I'm not good at navigating this thing when I'm rehearsed. So I know when I'm doing this live Monday night, it's going to feel very awkward. So I said, I'm going to just jump on here and rehearse navigating all of these things before I go live Monday night. And plus knock out taking some questions. So I'm scrolling back and forth between Facebook here and YouTube to make sure that I recognize everybody's come on. So if you're just joining us, give me a shout out, say hello so I can recognize you, and thank you for coming. And I'm looking here on my Facebook page and I don't see anything there, so I might not be streaming over on Facebook. Let me look one other place though real quick. Over here, let's see here if we're streaming over here on this side. Let me look here real quick. Okay, yeah. So we just started out on Facebook, so it's just now going live. So I see that. All right. Okay, so I'll get right into it. And if you jump on, let us know that you're here and say hello, Terry. I'd be more than happy to give you a shout out. If you've got questions or anything like that, be more than happy to answer those. Like I said, this was sort of like a last minute. I had some time here on a Saturday afternoon to jump on here, and I just wanted to reconnect with everyone and see how they were doing as well. The first question that came in was from a new member, and they were asking about the CRM. What is it? What is it about? How do I use it in my business? And those type of things. And so if you've never used the CRM, which stands for Customer Relationship Management System, it can be a little bit awkward to get your head wrapped around it. The way to think about it is it's a system that you can pre-program to manage your contacts, that you have people come into that contact list. Well, it will manage those lists for you. In other words, the way we teach our clients is, you've got a ad copy out there on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, different websites and blogs like Craigslist and those types. And you are, promoting a product, good, service, business, whatever it is. Well, if the client decides to opt in to get more information from you, what a customer or CRM will do for you at that point is it will capture that information and then respond automatically and sort of tag that customer based on their behavior in different ways, so that the sales process, the ability to qualify that person and present to that person in a way that you normally would have to do manually, it would do it for you. And so it basically allows one person to scale their business. That's one of the cool things about this technology that we have here, is it allows you as one individual person to basically produce and have the output of a whole agency. One of the reasons I was able to scale my insurance business back in the day when I was doing insurance is because in insurance, you've got the producer that's out there, you've got the marketer that's out there generating the leads, you've got the underwriter out there, you've got all of these different moving components. And then you as one producer, you've only got time to do so much. Well, if I can automate some of the processes that other components of that business would do, then I, as one person, can produce as much business as maybe 2 or 3 people could do. And so it just allows me, as an agency owner, as an individual producer, whether I'm in insurance or real estate or whatever, to be able to scale my business way beyond what I could otherwise do. And so that's the cool thing about having a CRM at your disposal. So let me get over here and what I will do is, for the individual that asked me about that, I will send this to them. So I'm going to pull it up on my screen here. So let me do this real quick here. Let me just stretch this out so everyone can see. So right here on my screen, you should be able to see our CRM in the back of our office dashboard. This is where you've got all of the tools that you need, the bulk text, bulk email, everything, all the different software components that we offer here at TW3. It's back here. These are the plugins or software that you would have. And so what happens, this is just a list of broadcasts I sent out. Like I sent one out automatically, my system did, on the 6th for about 347 people. But let me get in here and show you. So if I can click on contacts real quick, this is the people that came through this particular system I've got. So right here, like 2 hours ago, this person came on. So if I want to just click on that person, I can see, what they've done, what they have been sent, information about them. So right here, I've got their information and all this. Now, some information I don't gather just because it's not important at this point. But like, I can go to segmentation and see, okay, this came in as a lead for Reagan. They're a new applicant and they are marketable too. They haven't confirmed, which means they haven't in the last 2 hours clicked on confirmation of an email that they sent. So I know that much about them. And then I can go over to actions. I can send them an email right here. I can send them a text. I can add them to another sales funnel I have. I can book an appointment with them and add them to my calendar, which will send them out an email request for that time. So everything I need is right there. And I can also, in the aggregate, see what, if I wanted to look at all the clients that were that particular type of client, I can go over here and I can look at, out of the 356, 23 engaged, which is about right. That means that they're qualified leads. They've gone all through the process, sent out emails. Here's the amount that's open. Here's the amount that's clicked through. Here's the conversion rate once they get, which is, as you can see, very high. And I can see my lead source, who are my top lead sources for these contacts. And so I can sort of delineate, who's doing a great job here for me as far as a lead source. So that's pretty cool too, and something that you would definitely want to use. So that's how these CRMs can help you automate your entire process. And so you can put this in any particular industry, whether it be insurance, real estate, direct sales, recruiting, whatever it is that you do. This allows you to automate that qualifying process. And so what it does for our agents at TW3, it puts them in a position of where, number one, they know who to spend the most time with, okay? Because think about this, without these tools, we don't know the activity that's going on. You don't know if the person's actually opening your email or not, for instance. You don't know how engaged they are with your material that you're sending them. With doing it through the CRM, you can see how many, you can see the history of correspondence you've had with them. You can see how engaged they are with it. You can generate a report and say, hey, give me the top 10 hottest leads that I've got right now for this past week. And so on Friday, all I'm doing is I'm spending a lot of time, personal time, not automated time now, personal time, picking up a phone, sending a personal text, hey, Billy Bob, John Smith, whatever. I've been sending you some information this week. Just wanted to follow up with you and maybe have a one-on-one conversation about this real estate we've talked about, this insurance we've talked about, this business opportunity we talked about, whatever it is you're selling. Now I know how to spend the majority of my time. So I'm not just out in the dark trying to figure out who should I follow up with, who should I spend the most time with, who should I spend the most emotional energy with. And building the funnel out the way we show you is also going to help you sort of get people off your list quickly. And that's a good thing. You know, a lot of times you talk to these marketing gurus and they say, hey, you build your list, and you're in this mindset, I just have to have this big list, which you do want to have a large list. I'm not arguing that, but you want a large quality list. And a lot of times you can have people on your list that is never going to find value in what you offer, or they're never going to build rapport with you because of whatever, you know, external reasons that, you know, people don't get along or whatever. I mean, it's just people have their own biases. I have my biases. You have yours. And so human nature is what it is. The beautiful thing I love about using that CRM is that it allows me to see who's engaging with me, how often they're engaging with me. If they're saying anything, if they're following up with anything, it's going to show me that. It's going to show me a whole swath of information so that I'm no longer just, you know, in the dark trying to figure out what to say, who to say it with, and the time I should spend. It's a very, very powerful tool. And the other thing is, I've done this, we're going on 13 years next year. This was our 12th year. Next year, July 1 of 2021, God willing, if the world don't come to an end by 2020, we'll be in business 13 years. 13 years. And I can tell you, one of the powerful things about having a list and building each and every day, one of the major activities I do personally as an online marketer is I'm continually building my list. Building my email list, building my contact. I should say contact list because the fact that I've got their cell phones that I can text them is just as powerful as having their emails, because 98% of the people that I have a text number with, they're going to respond to a text. And so that's pretty cool. And so I, to be honest with you, much rather have their cell phone number than their email address, because only about 2 to 20% based on the type of list and the type of marketing you do, open it. 98% regardless, 98% of the people that you have a text number with, they're going to open it. So over the last 12, 13 years, I can tell you the number one activity that I stay engaged with, I continually do, is build a contact list so that if I've got this product good enough, if I've tagged that list correctly, in other words, prime example, 8-9 years ago, I was actively marketing insurance. Well, I've got, out of the 250 plus thousand people I've got on my email contact list that I have amassed over the last, and by the way, I've actually amassed over 1 million email and contact lists, but I've whittled it down to about 250. These are the people that need to be on my list. In other words, they're going to find value. They're going to find, something of worth to stay on the list. The rest of them have opted out. I've offended them in some way or whatever. And that's fine. But having a list that long and continually staying engaged, even though I met them through the context of this over here, they are now members in my business using my tools and marketing platforms, which is not how I originally engaged them, not how I originally met them. That wasn't the context of the relationship. But because I've stayed in contact with them continually to service that list, continually putting out value, continually trying to build rapport with that list, what's happened is over time, hey, Chris Miller, good to have you, brother. I just saw you hop on, man. Because I was able to keep them engaged, what has happened is they've become TW3 members later on. So using these tools that we're talking about as far as capturing contacts, and I used to say build your email list, but it's really your contact list, okay? Because you want more than just your email. You want to know a little bit about them. You want to know, the region of the country they're in. That's one of the things that I do to tag my list. I tag how I met them. So like, for instance, a quick example. Scott Batson, you've seen him on the show from time to time. Years ago, he owns and runs and manages a temporary employment service. In other words, he helps people find temp jobs until they can get hired full-time at whatever. And he's in South Carolina, become a good friend of mine. I met him through the context of selling insurance. Back when Obamacare was just released, he was looking for a way because to stay compliant, they had to have insurance, or at least offer that through that temp agency. And so I happened to be in that industry at that time. That's how we met. So he's in South Carolina, insurance guy, or excuse me, insurance client, other ways I tagged him. So throughout the years, after even I got out of insurance, I would send him information because I also tagged him as a business owner. And so that told me that anything that I had that was creating content or had a product, good, or service that I was marketing at that time, anything that would show value to a business owner, he would get the email on. And then anything that would show value to someone in South Carolina, he would get the email on. And anyone that used to be a former insurance client, even though I'm not in insurance, if I had an RMP, an affiliate association, a CPA association, or something with some other third party, he would get the email on. And that process of continually, because I had my list delineated correctly and organized correctly, and I dripped on him through my CRM over the last several years. He's now a member at TW3. He's been on the podcast. Hey, Rebecca, good to have you on. She's calling me Papa Bear, and you're, if that better not stick. No, I'm kidding. I'm the one that gives out nicknames, Rebecca, but that's fine. I love Papa Bear. That's cool. What's up, Captain Quacking Bush? Good to have you. So, but that process is what made him a member. So it's very important. It's very important. Even if you're not a member at TW3, I strongly recommend getting one of these tools. And there's other tools out there besides us. Matter of fact, MailChimp has just upgraded their services to where they're having more and more of a CRM component to their platform, because they see that managing a list goes way beyond just email, because you've got to have those emails, and then you have to have those trigger responses and analytics to show the activity that they're doing in that process. So it's very important to have that. And so I strongly recommend it. It's just one of the benefits you have when you become a member here at TW3. We offer that as well. And it's been a rocky road. This is a brand new service that we offered this year. This is a brand new, I shouldn't say service, but a tool. And it took some while to get all of the bugs and everything worked out in it. But as you can see, I've been using it for the last 2 or 3 months, and it is just, I've replaced a lot of third-party components, email components, text components, list management components, all with the CRM Max. So it is well worth the effort to get up to speed on that. And even if you're, like I said, even if you're not using the in-house CRM or you're not a member, it's worth continually building your list, because I can't stress enough, especially when economies go up and down, right? And there's uncertainty in the market. I mean, let's face it, we're in the fourth quarter now of 2020, which has been a goofy year. And it's an election year. Having a list that has already got rapport with you, they trust you, they know you, they've seen you in the good times and the bad, so they know that you're just not trying to blow smoke up their skirt. It is invaluable to have that. Okay. I would tell you that our going into our fourth quarter is going to be great. It's just going to, I've already seen all these members that is jumping on in the last couple of weeks. And it's a great time to have a business opportunity sort of in your back pocket for multiple reasons. Number one is the fourth quarter, and there's a lot of industries right now that really find a lot of value in the type of products, goods, and services we offer. Like the insurance guys, they love the lead generation, and this is open enrollment, so they're finding a value. the real estate guys in certain parts of the country, not the whole part of the country, but in a large swath of America, as temperatures cool, so does the real estate market in some areas. And Reagan has already talked to about 5 this week in the call center that is coming on board as elites because, they need a viable business opportunity. That's also a product that they can use in the great months of real estate, but they could use this right now to supplement income. So the fourth quarter has always traditionally been a great quarter for business opportunity. And I think if you're just joining TW3 or you're just starting out, maybe you're not a member, but you're just starting out with online marketing, the best advice I can give anybody is build your contact list. Continue to build your contact list and continue to pour value in that list. Sow into that list, give them information that will bring value to them, even if it's not something that's going to be quote unquote a direct response ad where you're sending them an offer and they're paying you and you're getting something right off of it. That will come once the list is matured. And so as you delineate your list, as you tag your list, as you can see, okay, these are people that are on the outside of the circle, so to speak, that they engage me occasionally. They're acquainted with the brand. They know me. But then there's that smaller circle that, they're opening up over half of what I send them. They're clicking on over half of what they open. When you start seeing metrics like that, that is the part of your contact list that they go from acquainted to fans to super fans. And the super fans, the bigger you can make that super fan group, is the healthier your online marketing business becomes. Because even in slow times, traditionally, I have found in our market, slow times are what? Middle of the year, typically, the summer months, typically, and anything goofy going on in society, which 2020 is. And it's real weird because we've had this year's been a growth year at TW3 for, I think, a lot of reasons. But if you don't have the health of a 12 and a half, 13-year-old business behind you and a brand behind you, and you're just starting, I can tell you one of the things that you can help your business and your brand with, even without the some other overarching brand to weather some of those storms, is just continue to build that contact list. I can't tell you how important it is. Millertown says, my list made me 3 sales this year worth 2.4 in additional sales. That is awesome. 2.4 million in additional sales. Millertown, you're right. I'm telling you, these list, contact list, the loot is in the list, and not just any old list, and not just a big list for big list's sake, but a healthy list, a list of people that are super engaged. And Rebecca said, wow, Christian, thanks. It's amazing. You're a rock star. And she's responding to Christian. Where's Christian at? I don't see what Christian said. I'll give them a shout out too. And Millertown says, Terry taught me how to build my list right here at TW3. Follow this guy. And thank you, Millertown. You're a sweetheart. You're always so positive. And that's awesome. I'm making sure there's nothing else over on the Facebook side. Want to make sure I'm giving them guys some love as well. Hey guys, I'm telling you, you want to be on the live podcast Monday night. It is going to be, one of those special nights. It's going to be special for me, and I'll tell you why. For those who haven't heard, I got the opportunity to interview a rock and roll legend and an icon I grew up with. Just wanted to emulate this guy. I loved everything he wrote, sung, and did. With one of my favorite band, the favorite band of mine. I was a horn player growing up, so I loved the music of Chicago. Well, the lead singer of the group Chicago, former lead singer Bill Champlin, is going to be interviewed Monday night. We're playing that interview Monday night, and there is a ton of great business lessons that I was able to extrapolate from that interview. Because some people say, well, Terry, this is a business show. What are you doing, interviewing music people? Well, it's funny because he gets into the music business and how it's changed and how he's had to adapt. He gets into office politics and why he went solo, went out on his own. He became an entrepreneur. There's all kinds I'm telling you guys, you're going to love this interview with a Grammy Award winning Rock and Roll Hall of Fame legend. And I was a little fanboy. I'm going to admit I was a little fanboy for the first few minutes just because I was the backstory on this thing is, hey, Deidre, she says, is there a webinar on how to build a list? Yeah, Deidre, what you want to do is how we tell you in step 2, how to set up your blog, in step 4, how to build your funnel, and then step 6, how to drive traffic to that funnel. Now we're doing it in the context of business opportunity, but that is how you do it, because you capture those folks. And then we've got some supplemental resources and training back there on how to drip, how to follow up. There's a little $5 ebook also, but I think there's enough training in the back. You don't even have to buy that little $5 ebook that I sell to the public. There's some stuff back there, Deidre. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but it will show you. It will show you. Rebecca said, "Laugh, I know me by Chris." Okay, yeah. So just do that. That's how that right there. Deidre, is how I have built my list for the last 12 and a half years. All I'm doing, and for you guys that are non-members, I know we got members on here, and I know we're going to have non-members watch this later or might be on here now. All the way this business works is everything I do and have done that has been successful, I just put in the back office and say, hey guys, this is what I'm doing. And you're asking, and you should ask. I mean, you should be cynical because anybody can say anything online. Well, does it work? Well, Miller Time can attest to it. Captain Quackenbush can attest to it. There's several people that are on here on live trainings that can attest to the quality and the results that they've gotten individually. But I can tell you from my own personal experience, this is 2020. We've been in the middle of a pandemic. I made more money this year than, or at just about as much personal income as I did last year. Went on 4 vacations, just got back from 10-day vacation out in Montana. Before that, 10-day vacation to the Outer Banks. Before that, we were, and I think we went to Myrtle Beach one time, or no, we went to Florida and Disney for about 3 weeks. So, and I'm not bragging, I'm not saying anything other than it works. Now, and here's another great thing that's you guys that are members are going to love this. You've heard me for some of you guys that's been with me for years, for other guys that's been with me for months. It's a mantra here that I use that we don't sell pills, thrills, lotions, and potions. This isn't a genie in a bottle. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. This isn't anything but just the tools, the training, and the technology to use so that you can take it. And I'm showing you exactly how I'm using it with no reservations. I'm not coy about it at all. Here's what I do. And I'm showing you how, I'm making consistently over $500,000 or more a year in personal income doing this. That's all this is. And I'm showing you here's the tools I'm using. And in full disclosure, there have been times, for instance, I give you one right now on the front end. You don't even have to be a member to know this. In our CRM, there is a calendar component to it where people can book appointments with you. I don't use it. Now we have members that use it and they love it and they're finding value in it, and that's great. I have for the last 7 years used a company called Acuity Scheduling. It's not a product of TW3. It's not something I resell. I don't even have an affiliate. I might, or no, I don't. I don't think I do. I got to check that. I may or may not. But listen, you don't even have to use a link. That is an online booking system that's outside of TW3 that I use. Well, guess what? I'm fully transparent with my clients and say, hey, here's all the tools that we have, but this tool here, even though it's mine and even though I paid a developer to develop it, I still like this one over here more. And I sometimes use it in my sales funnel or my complete marketing system, because a system has multiple layers to it. Okay. I want to break this down a little bit. Sometimes when I use these words, I think new marketers don't understand it. What TW3 is, this marketing platform, is a system. It's not just a one thing, and this is all you got to have. And once you have it, all your problems go away. It's a layer of things that I show you how to build effective ad copy. I show you where to place that ad copy. I show you how to capture the people that want more information. I show you how to compel them to want more information so they'll give up their information. That is their name, number, email address, cell phone, that kind of stuff. And then I show you how to follow up with them so that you can start building rapport and authority with them, which is the two things you have to have influence. And if you don't have influence, you don't make a sale. All sales is the ability to influence people and not manipulate, by the way. You know, I've got one of our top podcasts, amazing, over 100 and some odd thousand downloads now, is basically the thesis to the whole argument I'm making in that podcast is when people can't negotiate, they manipulate. And I give you 10 ways to better negotiate. And the reason why most people don't like salespeople that are not in business is because at some point they've had an experience with a bad salesperson that was manipulative. And no one likes to be manipulated. No one. I don't like to be manipulated, and I consider myself a salesperson. So, but I consider myself a salesperson that it takes it from the angle that I want to best serve that person. And sometimes me being a good salesperson is selling them on the fact you don't need what I offer. You need to go over here. And the reason is because at the end of the day, I want them to walk away with a great experience, because inside that person is a circle of people that they can talk to about me that maybe I can get a referral from. And that's the whole premise. But chasing rabbits here. But the whole point is TW3 is a marketing system, a layer of different tools and training on how to use those tools. And so these guys that get on here and say, hey, build this magic landing page, buy this magic landing page software and you're going to make millions. Well, they're lying to you. And I'll tell you why. Because a landing page is just one component in a whole plethora, a suite of solutions you've got to have to be an effective marketer. Or someone says, you know, there used to be a program I was involved with, and they were big on this voice broadcast dollar. And a voice broadcast dollar is great, but it's only great for a certain demographic. And so the only thing you can market to is products that fit that particular demographic. And if you try to use this tool in different ways, you fall on your face. And they were selling this thing as like the be all end all tool that once you have this tool. And if you'll pay attention, the way people sell widgets out there in the online space is they sell it as, you know, once you have this, everything. No, once you have this, and have the wisdom, and all wisdom is how to apply knowledge. Once you have the wherewithal to know how to use these particular components in a systematic way, then and only then are you going to be successful. And that's what I love about TW3. It's a system. It's not a one size fits all. It's not a genie in a bottle. And so the thing you're going to love about this interview Monday night with Bill Champlin is he gets into that, and he gets into the inner workings of the music business and why things are the way they are right now in the music industry. He gets into the artists who are going to have staying power, and you're going to hear that name and you're going to see that person's influence on music for years to come. And then you're going to understand why this person over here was a one-hit wonder and you never heard from him again. So it's going to be some great stuff. Guys going to check this out. And Billy Hardin's on here. I didn't even know that. Billy just sent me a private text and he says, I just appreciate the word and the use of the word plethora. Well, that was for you, Billy. That was for you. All right. He must be on the Facebook side. See if he's over there. All right. I don't know where he's at. He's watching somewhere. Quackenbush says it works, and Miller Time says it works. I don't have to sell. And that's true. Quackenbush has sold TW3, and he's also got his own products and goods and services and coaching that he sells. Miller Time has never sold TW3. He's just using the products and the training for his own business and has done fairly well. We'll just leave it at that. I don't like to talk money outside of permission, but he's done okay. Though I have been told that more than a couple of members joined because of me, I should start charging a royalty. Yes, you should. Absolutely. You need to work out something with Greenbacks and some of the others and do that. I just used the link you sent in the text. I think it uses, oh yeah. Okay, cool. Michael, good to have you on. He says, so true. Thank you, Michael. Rebecca, Terry always shows full transparency and offers more training than you'll ever need. He's the real deal. Thank you so much, Rebecca. You're so kind. And Miller Time says, second that. And Miller Time says, adaptability is key. You're right. Integrity and credibility, authenticity is paramount. That's a big word, paramount. Isn't that a theme park? No, I'm kidding. Michael Stevens says, Miller, nice to see and hear from you. And Daniel Healy's on today. And he says, is that, no, that is not Keith Quackenbush. That is the captain. We call him, Daniel, just so you know, his name is Mark Ian Griffin. And you can check him out at tw3coaching.com. The reason he's called Captain Quackenbush in the TW3 family is because he heard a story that I gave about 4 or 5 years ago. There was a lady up in Chicago, and her last name was Quackenbush. And that was the first time I ever heard that name. I didn't know it was a real name before. I thought she was joking. I thought she was joking with me. And so when she was trying to buy our plus package, and at that time it was $1,000, and I says, well, let me go in the shopping cart and see what the problem is. And when I did, I said, what's your last name? And I'll look for it in our shopping cart to see why it's not letting you check out. And she said her first name and then the last name, Quackenbush. Well, it hit me funny, so I started laughing. And she found that very offensive, as she should. It was very unprofessional. And so my kids to this day give me a hard time, says, Dad will give up $1,000 for a good laugh. And that's what I lost that day in sales because I just, and so when she said my name and I said, I'm not going to say what I said. Well, Mark hears this, and since then, every enrollment that came in from Mark, every transaction that we had with Mark, every email, he signed off Captain Quackenbush. And so that just became his nickname because he took a hold of that story and has gotten more mileage out of it than anything else. So that's why. And Miller Time is enjoying the high life down there in Florida because he came to the conference 2 years ago. He grabbed a hold of just one thing I said and has implemented it. And so his last name is Miller. So I'm thinking he's enjoying the high life, you know, the commercial with the beer. And so that's, everybody gets a nickname once they make an impression like that we're a family here at TW3. And so we enjoy that kind of stuff. Miss Spelling Bee's not on the day. She got yeah, you are a little facetious, Mark, just a little bit. Miss Spelling Bee was sitting in the front row at the conference, and I was trying to make a great point about you don't have to be the most intelligent to be the most successful here at TW3. And I misspelled the word, ironically, intelligent. And she called me out on it. And from then on out, she became Miss Spelling Bee. Billy says a good laugh. So you must be a Nissan because I want you ultimate self. Wake up. I'm not even going to tell you what I said, Billy. It was a little off color, but I'd never heard that name before. I just didn't know it was even real. I didn't even know it was real. So it was funny. So let me ask the group here that's here today, what are you doing in the fourth quarter to spike your business, to increase your profit margins? What plans do you have? I'd love to know. I've got some plans. I'll tell you mine, but while I'm talking, type in the chat, you know, here's some things I'm doing. And you don't have to get in detail. I'm not asking you to give up your trade secrets, but what are you doing right now that, you know, because of this activity, you're going to see fruit from it in the fourth quarter. And I'll tell you what I'm doing as well. As I check over here on Facebook. One of the things I'm doing is with our RMP, one of the RMP companies that we have does surveys, and survey business right now in the political spectrum is at an all-time high because we got this very contentious presidential election coming up in just a few weeks. And so emotions right now throughout the country, especially in certain demographics that you can think wisely about, you can target, and with your positioning of the way you phrase a question, you can really get a response out of what they're going to say. And that's going to allow me to do two things. Number one, it's going to allow me to monetize an engagement, which is make money off of reaching out to people, like with my voice broadcast dialer, my bulk texter. So I'm gonna text a group of people or leave a voicemail to a group of people in a certain region of the country that I know are going to have, statistically speaking, a political persuasion of one way or the other. And then I'm going to say something to that audience that I already know because of their political persuasions, they probably hold a certain bias. I'm going to say something to get them to respond to a survey offer that makes them give up their name, number, and email address to fill it out. I'm going to incentivize them to fill out that survey by giving them some free offers like from McDonald's, Walmart, Amazon shopping, something like that. And by them engaging that, I'm going to make about $5 from that engagement. I'm going to capture their information, and then I'm going to send them out a marketing piece to start building a better life for themselves. But I'm going to say it in a way that fits their ideology and worldview. And I can do that for the left or the right, because I know at the end of the day, politics is nothing more than assigning blame to somebody. And if you're conservative, you're assigning blame to big government, and you're assigning blame to other things that would keep you back from being able to start a business. If you are of the left, then it's certain demographics, it's certain systemic issues that are holding you back. So I can speak to that and say, and basically validate their sense of irritation, and then give them an offer to start making a better life for themselves. So that's what I'm doing, and have built out some campaigns that I'm doing right there. So that's what I'm doing. Miller Time says, one of my recent graduate students just earned $53,000 on her first sale from the school Terry inspired me to create at the TW3 conference. Man, that is awesome. Miller Time, I'm going to tell you the reason you're successful, and I'm just going to tell everybody the reason why he's successful and the reason why you'll find anybody successful in this space is the way I'm successful, the way Miller Time's successful, the reason why other people is because they make other people successful. A successful coach it rises and falls on his ability to make other people successful. And that's why Miller Time is doing so great, is because he's making other people successful. That's one of the reasons I love this business. I love this is because I get financially rewarded by doing good, by helping others. And it's just great. It's a great position to be in. And thank you. And he says, I am so proud to have been a part of her success. Great. And it's the same way I feel about you, Miller Time. I am just thrilled that here's a guy that within just a few months came to us, made $250,000 in a year, and making even more now. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, helping other people. Rebecca says, intelligent, laugh out loud. Yeah, I misspelled it. You're laughing at me. Michael says, yes, sir. CM, that's awesome. That is awesome. He's giving him kudos too. So any plans this last quarter? If not, can I give you some? If you don't have plans, let me give you some. Right now is the best time to give solutions to people who are in real estate and people that are in insurance for the reasons I mentioned up front. Insurance guys, they have open enrollment going on right now. So you definitely, that's a market you need to be targeting. Real estate guys are looking for a way to earn extra income. That's a great market. And why do I always pick on those two markets? Because the reason I love those two markets is because they're made up with entrepreneurial minded people already. Part of what we do here at TW3, on Monday nights is, what am I constantly selling? I'm not necessarily selling TW3. TW3 is a means to an end. What's the end that I'm selling? At the end of the day, I'm selling people on entrepreneurialism. I'm selling people on the fact that you are worth more. And the only way you're ever going to make what you are worth is for you to take control of your career, your life, your ability to earn. That's what I'm selling. And the means, that's the means to the end. And then I offer a book, to get them inspired. I offer them books on how to show them how. And then I offer a full-blown marketing system and training and coaching, but those are the means to the end. Even if they don't use our means, at the end of the day, I'm selling them that end, because I am a witness to what freedom that entrepreneurialism provides can offer to the most basic person. I mean, I don't have college credentials. I don't have a lot of the certification and the pedigree that other people have. I'm just a good old boy from Western North Carolina that, was born into, moderate means. and found a way to etch out a good life for myself. And my whole argument is, if I can do it, good God, anybody can. And so that's what I'm selling. And so what I would tell you guys that are on today is sell people in this time period, in this environment we live, sell them opportunity. Sell opportunity, because people are starving for relief from 2020. Okay. And it doesn't mean that when they buy a marketing system from you, they buy a TW3 package from you, that all of their woes go away. But at least now they have something in their hands that they can say, I'm putting thoughts, I'm putting dreams and wishes to action. Because until there's action behind the desire to do better for yourself, it's just a dream, it's just a wish, and it actually just turns into should have been, could have been, would have been. And it turns into huge, huge regret. So I would just tell you, that is what you need to be offering people right now. If you don't have a particular market that you like to call on, or you're not dealing with a particular tool or package or service or anything you have, if you're a member at TW3, now is the time. Fourth quarter has always, and listen, we're old enough now. We've gone through three presidential election cycles. And I can tell you, whether it's an election cycle or not, whether it's the fourth quarter of an election year or not, opportunity in this time period, because Christmas is coming up, you're at the end of the year, people are looking for ways to close out a better year. This is the time. Get out there, push it. We're already seeing spikes in our numbers. It's sort of, I think in August, got a little soft. It didn't go down, but it just sort of plateaued. September till about the middle of September, it was sort of this, and now we're seeing it start to do this. And that's what you want. That's the activity you need to be engaged in right now. Rebecca says, agreed, have a feather in your cap mentality. That's right. Yes, please. All right. So Miller Time business has definitely picked up in the past 2 weeks. I agree. I have noticed that for sure. We've noticed it, it's sort of leveled off there for just a little bit, but I'm telling you, business owners, if you got business owners out there that have mom and pop shops, retail shops, service shops, salon owners, hairstylists, Billy's on here, tattoo artists and things of that nature. Anybody that's got a brick and mortar, they need means, and they need a method, they need a mechanism to drive more traffic in there. You as a TW3 member, that's what you offer, is a marketing solutions for people that need opportunity to earn more. That's what you offer. So you've got the resources, and I'm telling you, I'm sort of waving the flag, I'm blowing the shofar, whatever resonates with you. I'm telling you, for such a time as this is the time you need to jump on it, because the field is ripe right now. And so because I think there were some members, and I sensed it, they were doing good effort in August and through the middle of September, and they weren't getting the response that they had hoped for, and they've gotten a little discouraged. Well, that happens. I mean, that's the ebb and flow of business. But I'm telling you, it's a different scenario in the marketplace right now. So engage. Miller Time says business has definitely picked up. Yep, I agree. And let me go over here real quick. Well, guys, I hope you got something out of today's sort of live Q&A. I hope I just wanted to jump on here. I've been out of pocket for, good Lord, it feels like forever. Hey, Josie's on here. Josie says, hey, Terry, long time no talk. I need to get reconnected and didn't even know where to start. How can you give me some direction? If you want to reconnect or want to, renew and that's one of the beautiful things. And Josie, she's been with us and been part of the family for, good Lord, at least 7-8 years now, and had some other things in her business go on and go off and all this stuff. And here's the beautiful thing. Josie came in, and she's an elite member, and she hasn't been active in probably a year or two because of other things with her insurance business and her ministry and different things. She don't have to rebuy the system. She don't have to purchase anything again. She is always a member. If she wants to become active again and all, and get all the software. And by the way, when she became an elite member, it was $1,500. Now it's $3,000. All she's got to do is pay her monthly admin fee, and her system comes back up with all the new software, all the new plugins, everything that's new comes back up, and it's not a repurchase or anything she has to do. And now she's got a $3,000 system that only costs her $1,500. So that's one of the beautiful things I love that we do at TW3. Once you're a member, you're always considered a member. All you have to do is reactivate your hosting and the licensing of all of your tools. So Josie, if you want to re-engage and have that re-upped, all you have to do is go to terrywilson3.com/renew, terrywilson3.com/renew. Jump on there and pay that $97 admin fee, and that pays for your hosting, that pays for your plugins, that pays for all of the licensing that has to be paid monthly, and your system comes right back up within 24 to 48 hours, and you have all of that. So Rebecca says, TW3 gave me the tools I needed to grow my existing business, and the sky's the limit with anywhere I want to take it. My best decision. Rebecca, thank you so much. Miller Time says, oh my, I made a huge mistake. I told my son I would pay him 10 cents a point if he improved his bowling, but he had to get a 50 points first. His average is 33. He just got 72 points. Never bet and put wagers and money on the table with your children. If there's one thing I've learned after having 5 children, I never put money on the table, because then all of a sudden they become all-stars in whatever they're doing. So I've learned that real quick. So anyway, well, guys, listen, come out Monday night, invite everyone you know Monday night. It's going to be a special time. You're going to hear, like I said, a rock and roll legend, rock and roll Hall of Fame legend that is a Grammy Award winning. This guy, I don't think some of you even probably recognize some of the songs that he's either written or performed on. He has been with everyone, and we're going to be able to get so much from business lessons from his story and his life and some of the questions we were able to ask him. And like I said, forgive me because the first few moments I was fanboy, and then I collected myself. And the backstory on that, by the way, is I was calling him. He said, yeah, give me a call. He gave me his personal cell. I call him thinking, okay, we're going to set up a time to interview, because I wanted to do a Skype call or a Zoom call, because I wanted him. And he's like, man, I don't know how to use any of that. Just let's talk now. And he wanted to do the interview right then and there. I had nothing prepared. I had no questions already thought of. I was just calling to see when would be a good time to talk. And he put me on notice and sort of put me on the spot right there. Let's talk now. And so it was one of those things. Captain Quackenbush, Mark Ian Griffin said, I said this before, but I'll say it again. TW3 saved my life. Oh, Mark, you saved our lives, man. You are the type of people, all of you guys are, our members, I'm telling you. And Miller Time brought it out. I appreciate Chris saying this at the conference. He says, this is the best group of people I've ever seen and been around. We just got good people. And I would tell anybody this, one of the benefits you're going to have as being a member at TW3, yeah, you're going to have great tools. You're going to have training that I think is top notch. I mean, I can say all kinds of things about me and the business, but it doesn't come across well, so I digress. But I will say something that's not about me that I think is the biggest asset that you will have by becoming a member at TW3, and that's this. You're going to be surrounded by a group of like-minded people that are wanting to go in the same direction you're wanting to go, which is up. And you're going to be able to pull on people from all different backgrounds, from all different walks of life, from all different experiences. And you're going to be able to, I don't want to use the word church, but it's like a group of people that have decided, damn what society says, and other people say, I'm going to the next level, and they do it. And they're all working with the same tools you are. But they are in different industries, different things, and you're going to get to learn and see and be a part of. I mean, that's to me one of the greatest assets of being a member at TW3 is just that affiliation, association, and friendship with people all over the world that has decided to go to the next level. So listen, guys, come out Monday night, 9 p.m. if you can. I know, Captain, I got your text and I forgot to follow up with it. It just dawned on me. The Captain will not be able to make some of the late night things because of some of the things he's doing in his business and life. But we know you're there in spirit. You can always watch the recordings. But if you missed the captain on the live shows, it's not because he's mad at Terry. It's because he's got some changes in his business. And so it's good. And Michael says, thank you, Terry. See you Monday night. See you, Michael. See you, Rebecca. See you, Miller Time. See you, Chris Miller. See you, Daniel Healy. See you. Let's see here. I want to make sure I get everybody. Dedra, good to see you. And I will see you Monday night. Billy, I'll see you. Josie, I'll see you. Good to have all of you on today. And I look forward to seeing you Monday night. Talk to you later.